was kind of, from what I remember of it, right? It was really kind of wrapped up in in the politics of the United States, right? And I think this is something, by the way, that I think happens. I think people start believing in these things, especially during political realignments. Okay, like when we say, like, politics in the country have been disrupted, right, in some way. That makes, I think, conditions like ripe for conspiracy theories to spread and be believed. So that's one of the first instances of political realignment in the country, right? The kind of election of 1800, right? John Adams is a very, very popular guy, being, one of the kind of one of the heads of the Continental Congresses during the American Revolution, George Washington's vice president, and he was actually kind of seen as, like, one of the chief advisors to Washington. Was kind of behind his popularity. So then, during Adams's presidency, right, he makes kind of these series of blunders that make, I think, conditions like ripe to believe conspiracy theories. The major blunder that he makes is he supports the passage of the Alien and Sedition Acts, right, which basically criminalized, forms of criticism on the Adams administration. And of course, we just kind of, the Bill of Rights is like brand new, barely 10 years old, right? You get the First Amendment and things like that are right there. So right there you have, this idea that Adams and the Federalist Party, who backed John Adams, they were kind of the really wealthy, and kind of elitist almost of the northern cities, right? New York's movers and shakers were Federalists. Boston's movers and shakers were Federalists, right? So you get this kind of idea that the Alien and Sedition Acts were ways that elites could kind of dominate, their political opposition. And in a way they were, like they certainly were. I think, like, a lot of historians would agree, like, those were massive oversteps by the Adams administration, big mistakes. But what that gives rise to is this idea that elites are running the country and want to oppress you. And so the Illuminati is, like, seen as, like, this kind of oppressive force to kind of trick, susceptible people into, giving them all the power.